Hi, we're Michael and Joe Charles, and in January of 2004, enabled by CMS, we arrived in Santiago to teach in the Diocese of Chile's newly formed Bible College, known as the CEP. Since then, God has grown both us and those we served. Some of the changes are visible, but some are harder to see, as God patiently works to transform his people into the image of Jesus.
The most obvious changes are in our family. We moved here 18 years ago with 4 young children. They are all grown now, and we are so thankful for your support, especially your earnest prayers that enabled them to navigate life in Chile and then transition to life in Australia. We thank God that he has shown himself faithful in their lives.
Our partnership with you and the wider CMS Fellowship has produced gospel growth. CEP started in 2003 with just 5 students. It was the first central formal training centre for pastors and leaders in the Anglican Diocese of Chile. Since then, God has grown both the church and the CEP. The diocese is now a province. New churches have been planted, and there has been a growth in maturity, the fruit of which is a commitment in the wider church to address on an individual level social issues such as ageing, poverty, and family disintegration. We have been even more encouraged to see growth in the lives of our students.
We asked you to pray for their theological education and their character formation. It has been a privilege to watch new pastors striving to rightly handle the word of truth, applying it thoughtfully to the joys and struggles of life, and growing in wisdom and godliness. They are also training a new generation of leaders. Mayo studied at the CEP with her husband Nico. 4 years ago, they planted a church in a disadvantaged suburb of Santiago, and last year they sent Emmanuel and Melanie to CEP to prepare for full-time ministry. Mayo disciples women, runs the children's ministry at church, and works part-time for a Christian media website. This is how Mayo reflects on her time at CEP.
Tengo recuerdos de estar en las salas del CEP y sentir cómo mi corazón se rasgaba por frases llenas de la gracia del Evangelio. Dios me hablaba con tanta ternura, compasión, mostrándome mi necesidad de transformación, de cambio y de su poder para vivir realmente para su gloria.
However, God has not only grown our students, but he has also worked in us. In God's surprising plan, our last tour was our strangest. We had many ministry plans, but spent 18 months in lockdown with no physical contact with the students, staff, or church. There were so many relational disappointments, and we were tempted to fear that classes would be useless. However, God graciously provided fruitful teaching moments and even new opportunities, reminding us that the Holy Spirit is not constrained by physical distance.
We leave Chile with joy, confident that he upholds his church, encouraged by the evident growth that we have seen, and praying that others will go. There is still an urgent need for faithful Bible teaching and modelling of the Christian life in Bible colleges, churches, and university and student work. Would you consider whether God would have you serve in this way?
We could not have persevered in this work were it not for your prayers, care, and financial gifts. Through you, and with the support of the entire CMS Fellowship, God enabled us to give ourselves to the work before us, knowing that the Lord would provide through you. Please keep praying for Chile and for God's work around the world, that many will hear the good news, be saved, and live for his glory. And please keep giving to CMS to enable others to serve in God's gospel mission.
Y gracias, amiga, por el legado que has dejado en nuestras vidas, por el legado que va a traspasar a mis hijos, y por el bien y la bendición que has traído a tantas mujeres y hombres en nuestra iglesia aquí en Chile.